You hope for the J story? Yeah. Maybe I'll just tell it. I don't know. It's like I said, it's not that interesting. But I am. Tell you what, this is gonna be a 5 minute launch. I'll tell you during the launch here. Um, okay, let's try it. Check your staging. So anyway, let me get this started here. There we go. Do I have the no, I don't yeah, I don't have that mod installed still, so we'll just save it here. So anyway, I am adopted, and up until I was in my late teens, I knew nothing about my adoptive family. And I looked into it. This was years ago. I looked into it, and I found out that they were... here, let me turn this game sounds down a little bit here. It's crazy how loud these rockets can be. 2% is probably too low. Let's go with 7. So yeah, so I didn't know much about him, and so I looked into it, and I met him. I met most of my siblings and things like that, and but my heritage is mostly German, and I just kind of accepted that as the status quo, the de facto standard. This rocket does not control very well, unsurprisingly, these fuel tanks aren't draining. Because I turned off crossfeed. Let's go and revert to vehicle assembly. So anyway, so I just it sat at that for a little while, and then I enable crossfeed. There we go. Save and fix staging, and save again and launch. So then. Last year, it wasn't for Christmas, but it was around Christmas time. My girlfriend bought me one of those ancestry things where you spit in a jar and mail it off to them, and they tell you where you're from and everything. So I did it, obviously, and it turns out that while my immediate ancestry is from Germany. It's more originally from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, that kind of area. The more Viking sort of things, which nothing against Germany, but I think that's a little bit cooler. so I sort of latched onto it, and I was joking with a friend that I don't like to say my real name in on the stream, so I'm not going to. But I was joking with a friend that this is not a very good ship. Okay, let's go and revert it to vehicle assembly. I'm going to try to launch one more time. I think I know it's going to happen here. I think if I launch a little bit more vertically, I'll be a little bit better off. And then peg it to prograde. So, like, let's say my name is actually Fifth Horseman, and I was joking with him that my name is now, I'm going to legally change it to Fifth Horseman, and I'll put a J in there, a superfluous J, as it were. And that was, I said I was going to launch more vertical, but then I didn't. But hey, we'll lock it to program and see what happens. And then I realized how cool of a name Superfluous J is, so I just decided to go with it. And I tried it on Twitter for a little while. Nobody said it was stupid. And then I put it on a couple other places I go to, and this is not looking very good. I think perhaps trying the more vertical flight. So yeah, so Superfluous J seems to work. It sounds like it's supposed to be a cool DJ name, but it's actually really stupid sounding, which is exactly what I'm going for in an internet name. That I wanted to. If you don't think about it, it kind of sounds cool, but then when you actually look at it, you're like, what? What the heck is a Superfluous J? So that's where that came from. Okay, now that we've got some space here, let's go ahead and just tap it. We gotta be very careful here that I don't go too far from prograde, but I would like to start actually moving over. Whoa, I almost lost it. Okay, we're locking the prograde. I'm gonna accept that this is gonna be inefficiently launched, and hopefully we have enough fuel to make up for it. And one thing, this I obviously could have had a lot more fuel in the side tanks. I think actually more than we had with the skipper on there. I never checked the TWR of this guy without the solids. No problem. Nothing to see here. TWR is over 1, which is, I'm going to say, is good. And our apoapsis time is still going down. And we're at 35 kilometers. I think we can start being a little more vigorous. I could also probably turn this thing. Because we're going basically 45-degree angle at 1/3 of our orbital velocity, which is not the best way to get to orbit. Okay, now we definitely don't have the TWR, so maybe it was good that we launched this vertical. We're gonna lock this to prograde and just see what happens. Hey, Raffo, you're from Germany? You actually live in there? It makes sense that Europeans would be watching this, considering it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon where I am, and a little bit more reasonable of a time where you are. And it makes total sense that I would be a little bit more Nordic in my heritage, because I mean, I love IKEA. I love Swedish meatballs. ABBA, I mean, come on. It's the music of my people. So so yeah, that's Superfluous J in a nutshell. They're gonna open just a couple of these solar panels here. I hope I didn't forget anything. I know I didn't bring an antenna, but you know, Jeb's used to flying on his own here, so I think he'll be fine. Our time to apoapsis is going down, but very slowly. I think we'll be fine as long as we've only got 600 meters per second though, but I did fill this up all the way, so we were planning for that. Hey Mika, how's it going? And it's not HMV anymore, it's Superfluous J. I'm not going to tell the story again, but if you watch this when it comes on YouTube or in the Twitch stream behind, I explained where it came from. It's not that interesting, just ask Raffo. Okay, we've almost used up the second stage, and we've got a lot of meters per second left here. I don't know what this guy's TWR is going to be. It was 10 on Minmus, but I don't know what that translates to in JNSQ Kerbin. I actually don't know what that translates to in stock KSP Kerbin. But 10 is a big number, right? So it's probably good. I don't think Minmus is 1/10. So it actually might have higher TWR than this skipper stage here. There we go. Oh, this is terrible, terrible TWR. Our reentry time is basically pegged at 4 minutes. A little bit, it's going down, but I think we'll be okay. I'll just let this go. But we are woefully underprepared for this. I'm going to peg it here instead of that. If liking IKEA and ABBA is an indicator of Scandinavian descent, then the Vikings were probably more active than so far anticipated. This scares me. Not going to lie. This number's going down way too quickly. I think I'm gonna cheat it up like this. As long as this number doesn't go down, which it is, I'm gonna be happy. So obviously, Minmus is like 1/40th Kerbin, give or take. I don't know. Yeah, we might be in trouble. I'm willing to revert. I'm not. I have no pride when it comes to reverting quick saves. Because yeah, we got 1,000 meters per second to gain, and we've already passed our apoapsis. So there goes that. Let's go back to, I guess, vehicle assembly. So what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? We need a bigger bottom stage, is what we need. We need more gooder. This was fine. This did a good job. This was basically garbage. So let's toss it and start over. The biggest fuel tank I have though is this. So what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna do old school. Can we do 3? I don't remember. I don't think we can. We're gonna do old school asparagus staging here. Come on. Come on. I'm holding down Alt. There we go. 0.68. That's garbage. 0.82. And then this guy was 0.62. And he was fine. So I think this will be fine as well if we asparagus it. So let's go and do, actually, yeah, we'll do these ones first. As in, and by first I mean last. Helps if you have symmetry on. There we go. Then throw this on there. And get our staging correct. Okay. That's better. So 1, 2, 3. Getting close to 4, but not quite there yet. So then we do this. And these guys go here instead. And then these guys go there. And then we need to kick these guys off first. There we go. So this is 2, 3.5 almost, 4.1, and then I just realized we are not in vacuum. So that's gonna make it better. 1, this is about 3, 4, 9, yeah, there we go. And it only like quadrupled the cost of the vessel, so we should be fine. Money's not a problem. Throw some nose cones on here. Yeah, my brain. Okay, there we go. Nose cones. Nose cones. Auto strut to root. Auto strut to grandparent. Grandparent. There we go. Okay. We need a bigger bottom. Any plans for FTL, Mika? No, that was not explained. I am not really up for anything other than Kerbal Space Program at the moment. And I thought about when FTL came, when FTL got their Steam achievements. Whoops. I don't have all the achievements on Steam. That's weird. How did... No, it did the stupid symmetry thing where it's inside the part instead. There we go. When FTL did Steam achievements, I realized that because I own FTL in multiple ways. I think I own 3 versions of FTL. I've got GOG, I've got Steam, and then I've got the special one I got for being a beta tester, like the test version of it. And the Steam one is the one I played the least, and I don't have all the achievements for it, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do an achievement run. But I don't know. I haven't been feeling it lately. Been working on this. Should I put this in a fairing? I feel like I should also probably rotate the whole thing so he's kind of correct. And did I miss anything that I can think of? I don't think so. You know what? Might as well throw an antenna on here. I don't really need a relay. This is a direct, so let's go ahead and do this one. Let's put it right on the front. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Stupid space program. Let's go ahead and... Oh, wait, I missed something. So I didn't get to catch up on your current series on YouTube yet. Oh, this game, this mods are restraints. Not really any restraints. It's actually pretty simple. Just JNSQ. I installed everything that they wanted you to install, and then a bunch of mods that I like. And I'm just playing. I'm just playing to play. I've never gotten that far in JNSQ. I never left the Kerbin system in JNSQ. Well, I have now, because I have a Sentinel ship and a probe going to Eve. But I've never... before this, I've never done it, and I kind of wanted to do it before Kerbal Space Program 2 comes out, so I figured, hey, why not? Okay, so we are going to be going downward when the time comes. And we got definitely more oomph than we had before. These tanks are going first, and that's a screw up, but I think we'll be fine. Tilt just a little bit to the east here, and then lock it prograde again. I don't want to get too far off the vertical, because when these fall, they're gonna basically fall straight down. I'm trying to keep them from hitting the hitting the engine down here, and also keep them from landing on the launch pad. We'll see how that works. But JNSQ in and of itself is a pretty big mod constraint. You know, it's 2.5 times the size of the stock game, so it's 1/4 real solar system scale. And there's more planets. They move the planets around. I can't keep can't leave well enough alone with my launch here. I have to fiddle with it. But we're at 45 seconds. I'd like to start tilting over now. Just the hold prograde is not really doing it for me. But I do like how whenever I let go, Jeb tries to steer back, keeps the keeps the prograde from or the ship aim from getting too far off from prograde, which is something I tend to do. But our apoapsis is crazy high. Although it's probably good that it's crazy high, because we're going to lose a lot of TWR in a second here when we kick these other 2 engines off. Okay, I'm just going to lock it to prograde now. Don't hit my engine. There we go. Okay, I think this is fair. The goal in KSP, there really isn't one. It's explore. It's be NASA for these Kerbal people. My goal in this save, if that's what you're asking, is I just want to explore everything. I want to see all the planets that they made. They revamped every planet. Every stock planet has a new skin on it, new textures and everything. Minmus looks completely different. It's beautiful, and they also added a bunch of planets. So I want to see them. I want to see what the hubbub. What's all the hubbub bub? Okay, we're in space. Let's go ahead and open up the front 2 solar panels. Get our antenna going. Not that it's doing anything at the moment. Our time is still doing fine. We just got a long time to wait here as we go. We still have this whole stage here, so we're doing a lot better than we were last time. At least I think we are. Because we've still got... this will get us to about 2. This will get us to about 3, give or take, when you count gravity losses. And 3 is almost orbital, so we're good. As long as you don't fall behind too much, and this number is actually going up, which is makes me happy. But in addition to Kerbal Space Program, I've been trying to get back into RimWorld. 1.1 came out. I didn't buy the DLC, and I probably am not going to. But I tried 1.1, and it doesn't seem all that different than 1.0 did. In particular, there's I have issues with some of the design choices in the game, and not 100% sure I could play an entire game of it. I've also been playing Prison Architect. Big update came out for that, and I hadn't played that in years, and then I just picked it back up again, and I'm terrible at it, so I thought that might be kind of fun to play, but currently I don't have any plans outside of KSP. A little concerned about my time to apoapsis, so I'm gonna go up a little bit here. I'd like to keep this number from getting too far below a minute. The seconds seem to be going down about every 2 seconds. We lose 1 second. I don't want to go out too far off a prograde, but that seems to have almost arrested my time to reach. Hopefully it'll turn around in a second here as we gain velocity. Because of course, as soon as we ditch this stage, we're gonna have the same problem we had before, where we have almost no decent TWR. So I would like to be at like a minute and a half or so, ideally, when we get there. We got, how long do we still have to burn? A minute to burn. We're starting to go up, so hopefully we'll do okay. I don't really want to tilt up anymore, so I'm just going to accept whatever I end up with. I see Francois in the users. You haven't said hi yet. I'll forgive you for that. Actually, we got it pretty good. We're almost at a minute 30, just like I wanted to be. So I think I'm gonna tilt down just a little bit. Because here's where things go south, although we're almost to 3,000, so I think we're going to be fine. 143, we're actually pegged at 143. We're going up. Sweet. Okay, we're out of the danger zone. All launched without a fairing. Playing Final Fantasy 11. I don't know very much about Final Fantasies. I actually own 5 on my phone, and I never beat it. I should go back and play that. But that's literally Final Fantasy 5 is the only version I've ever played, and I only played it last year. Oh, 11 is the MMO? I thought 12 was the MMO, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. It's an 12 is a single player. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, single player MMO is there you go. What are you going to do? How do they handle time warp? That's what I want to know. um, but yeah, I like Final Fantasy V from what I played of it, and I've heard that 4 and 5 are kind of like the beginning of like the classic good ones. That's one of the reasons I got it, and the other reason is there's this thing called Final Fantasy V 4-job fiesta that happens every spring, I think it is, where you get assigned 4 jobs, and your 4 people can only be those 4 jobs. Um, and because I never played it before, it's probably the stupidest way to try to learn the game is to put added restrictions on yourself. But hey, what am I gonna do? Okay, we are almost in orbit. I think I'm gonna time warp up a little bit here to right about there, and then just get our periapsis above 0 level, which is 85 kilometers. We'll get it up to 90 some.